Good evening, every pony and every creature. How is every pony doing tonight? Well, welcome to tonight's stream at DAG. This is your host, Drada Akron. Look, I can't even pronounce my name tonight. What a surprise. Anyways, guys, it's Drada Arcana, and Twilight's doing really well tonight, I think. Right, Twilight? Right? What's that? Did you say Friends Forever was coming out in a week? Really? You mean the pre-release? Wait. What was that? Interplay gave me approval? What was that? Oh, that's right. We have the pre-release coming up in a week, folks. Apparently, I didn't find out until Twilight told me. No, I've been paying pretty close attention to everything. And apparently, we've had a lot of spoilers. And looking back at all the spoilers and stuff, we can kind of get an idea of the set. Now, I know that there's a couple things I want to get off my chest first. Get it out of my mane and let you guys know. I know that as far as the chats go, I've kind of been inactive for like the last few days, or it's been about a week. Things in my real life have kind of picked up a little bit. So forgive me if I don't get to everyone's messages like right away or whatever. It's because my real life is kind of like throwing things at me at the moment. But that aside, I have been able to pay very close attention to the spoilers, which there will be 2 spoilers at the end of this stream that have yet to be released. They are the final spoilers that will be leaked before the pre-release next week. So there's supposedly 2 spoilers on my stream, 2 more on Commentary is Magic's tonight. Now, after my stream, make sure you head over to Commentary is Magic, because I'm actually going to be on their stream as well tonight. So make sure you head over there after mine. I believe they're starting at 10 o'clock EST. So I will be on their stream tonight. Look for their thing on Reddit. I didn't see anything on Facebook, but whatever. That's their stuff. But tonight, I know that there's been a lot of wondering like what this stream is about. With the pre-release of Friends Forever coming up and all the spoilers we've seen, people are probably wondering, like, when I go to the pre-release, what is it that maybe I want to run? What do I want to look at? Alright, I've done a lot of sealed drafts over the years as playing in TCG and CCGs. I've done a lot of sealed and done some pre-releases. Now, if you're Twilight freaking out all over the place, know that it's okay to be freaking out at this time. Everyone's super excited about the pre-release, and I'm like, woohoo! Get me the pre-release here and now. I want it today. I want it now. I want the new set now. Now. No, seriously, I'm like, every day that goes by is like an agonizing moment for me. It's like every hour I have to look on the chats, or I have to see if a new spoiler came out, or, the new set is coming. Yeah. So, anyways, it looks like that my audio gets messed up when I swap out my layouts. Okay. Well, that's weird. All right. OBS apparently is acting up recently. I might want to get that looked at. Tech issues. Woohoo. So anyways, we're looking at, well, if you're freaking out like Twilight, like I am, read a book. It's fine. Um, it's just know that the pre-releases are coming, and knowing what to run. Hopefully, this stream will help every pony kind of figure out what to look at in this set. Okay. A couple things that I want to talk about. So if you guys were expecting that I would have like a deck list or have like deck ideas already pre-built, I'm sorry. It's a little hard to build a sealed deck when you only have the spoilers. Instead, what we're going to talk about is what each color is going to offer that we've seen so far. Like what color is probably going to be best, what ideas I might be able to come up with the sealed draft, and how to properly do a sealed draft so you come out with the most efficient deck. We'll also talk a little bit about the harmony and a little bit about what each color in this set is going to be bringing to the table. When you do a sealed draft like this, typically, sorry, I hit my mic. Typically in a sealed draft, you only have access to the current set, which means that, you know, when you're building a deck around a single set, your decks typically aren't going to be as consistent. And you're going to have to go to 3 to 4 colors in order to make your deck efficient. Now, I've done sealed drafts where I went up to 5 colors. I've done it in Sequestria, and it works really well in Sequestria and beyond. But Friends Forever is going to be a little different, okay? From what I've heard, it'll be in sealed format. It's a tier 1 tournament, so knock yourselves out with however you want to build your deck. But here's hopefully some guidelines. And we've seen a couple mains come out. We've seen Ocellus. We've seen Gallus. We've seen the ultra rare Silverstream. I don't expect us all to pull a ultra rare Silverstream. That would just be weird. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the other mains that have been spoiled. I was pretty sure it's Gallus, Smolder, and Ocellus. So let's talk about the mains real quick, because that's going to be a lot of people's focus when you're starting your deck building. Here's my thing, though, is that I want to get the mains a little bit out of the way. We don't know all of them, so we're missing... I know that Silverstream's an ultra rare, but I'm sure that they have another pink main that's a common or uncommon. I forget what they're at this point. But we also are missing the, I think, the magic main, and I'm missing a color. I swear I'm missing a color. Oh, yellow main. I don't think those have been spoiled, so we don't know what their abilities are. But let's talk about their flip requirements. It's looking like that the mains are confront the flips, which means that you have to be able to confront to flip each of the individual mains that are going to be your, choice when you go to your pre-release or whatever pre-release you're going to. You will have a choice of what uncommon, common main you have. So when I started doing my Sequestria stuff, we had access to things like motivational speech, Cluj Town citizens. Well, we're not going to have those anymore. Instead, what we're going to have are things like fire friendship. We'll have access to maybe some colorless stuff. I don't remember exactly if any of the colorless friends have been leaked or whatever, but I know that we'll have fire friendship. Now, we don't know exactly what all the problems will be, but we do know that we have lacking lesson plans. One of the struggles I think in Friends Forever is going to be is getting your main flipped. And it's going to be a priority because the mains, when they're flipped, have really good abilities. Like Smolder. At the start of a face-off, you can exhaust her to make your opponent discard a card. Gallus. At any time during a face-off, as long as you play a card, you can exhaust him to score a point. Ocellus, when you have a friend that has a power greater than its cost, it's got +2 power. And then you could pay 3 to double Ocellus' power, then double it as many times as you have AT. These abilities are really, really strong. Okay? So, because you want to get your mains flipped as quick as possible, I don't know, usually each set has about 2 regular starting problems. We saw this in Sequestria. We saw this in DOE. DOE had, I think, what was it? Oh, Concerning Cutie Mark, I think was DOE. And then we had Infiltrating the Hive as well. Marks in Time was like Trading Traditions, and I think not Totally Lost. I forget what the other one was. But anyways, usually there's about 2 starting problems per set. So we know of Lacking Lesson Plans, which is a 4 to start for you to confront. Now that is going to be high in this set. If you pull a Fire Friendship, I do recommend running it. It's really your only access to color entry. Alright, let's talk about kind of what each color in this set first is going to offer. And I've looked pretty closely at this. Pink, as always, is going to be your removal. And it's going to be your draw engine. Now, Pink's draw engine this set is looking to be really ridiculous, honestly. You may not pull a Sonambula, and you may not pull any ultra rares. So most of this advice is coming from the fact that you're basing most of it off of uncommons, commons, and so forth. I'm seeing a trend that Pink is starting to get back into draw power rather than it being focused on removal. Now in DOE, it was focused more around things like removal and that kind of stuff, but in Sequestria, Pink was also kind of mixed between didn't really have any removal, but it was focused more on making things cheaper. Well, this set, Friends Forever, is looking like it's focusing Pink around draw. So, I think Pink is going to be your draw engine, which is going to be really strong and limited because a 30-card deck, you're going to be limited to a 30-card deck and a 5-card problem deck. Most of the stuff you're going to be running are going to be commons, uncommons, rares. If you pull an SR, you pull a UR, you're just lucky, and if you do that, you're probably going to win. Because the URs and SRs are looking to be really strong. And you're definitely going to want to build around that. But at the same time, don't expect to pull that. Because not everyone's going to get a UR, SR, or whatever. You're probably going to end up with 7 rares and a bunch of uncommons and commons. So when you're thinking about it, Pink is your draw engine, which will be really helpful during a sealed draft. White is looking to be the removal kind of for this set, along with power-based and so forth, as well as scoring points. So white is a real aggro-ish kind of color this set. Unlike in Sequestria, where it was more of a control color, white is looking to be more aggro-ish, or combo-ish. So we had a leak of Miss Main, which was a white friend. It's a UR, so I expect very few people to pull it. but it's point-based scoring. And we've seen a couple other white cards that kind of support this idea of control and point scoring, as well as power. Purple is looking to be AT gen control like it's always been. Honestly, I don't see that changing in purple this set. So if you pull like a Starlight Guidance Counselor, you should run it. Even though you might not be running purple, I would still run it because it's AT gen. And you're just going to have to find a way to color fix in there because we don't know all the color fixing cards. You might have to look at what you pull and see if you can run Guidance Counselor. But if you can get her in there, that would be great. Because as we all know, AT advantage is just too good. So that's pretty important. As far as orange goes, orange is looking to be heavily power-based. Very power counter, very, big friend-based again. Which is, something that we haven't seen in a while. Sequestria had some stuff related to power counter, but it was more about extra flips and can't be frightened and just big friends for low AT cost. This time it's looking like low AT cost with a power counter base. So if you're going to end up using orange, think about it in terms of getting rid of your opponent's hand because you're probably going to end up running Smolder. But remember, it's more power counter based. So make sure that this is just all hypotheticals anyways. And it's me suspecting what each color is going to do. Now, here's something also interesting. If you finally decide on what you're going to run, consider the new Harmony section of it. The Harmony keyword is looking to be very, very powerful. And basing a lot of your deck around that, Harmony thing is probably going to give you an advantage over many other decks. If people don't build around that Harmony thing, because Harmony in Limited is looking to be kind of game-changing. If you pull enough of the same traded friend, which isn't guaranteed to happen, pulling the same traits as, you're going to get a mix of cards, and not all of them are going to share the same trait, or some of them will have, the same trait, or, you'll get the dual colors or whatever. But it's looking like that basing your deck around a specific theme or a specific trait was actually a good idea, because that Harmony section actually matters in this set. Now, remember, all this too could technically be wrong, but let me get further into it a little bit. So you got orange as your power counter base, pink as your draw engine, white is looking to be, control and point acceleration. You got blue. Now, blue is looking to be its standard aggro appearance. It is very aggro based, this set, with things like Agile. Now, Agile is going to swing games. I'm going to say this flat. After experimenting with Agile a little bit and discovering the stuff that Agile can do, it is looking to be very dangerous, this set. And as much as I'd like to say that, paying 2 during the score phase is, not that great, to be honest, that yellow Thunder Lane, or even having them with Swift or whatever, Agile is going to allow you to DFO a lot easier than you might think. And removal in this set is almost nothing. So running your deck in the form of removal, like basing it around control or basing it around removal, is just not, I don't think isn't going to work that great, based on what I'm seeing so far. Honestly, if you pull a Cloud Chaser and Flitter from this set, you better run that. That card alone is very, very strong. But basing your deck around Agile and the Harmony thing, like Harmony Pegasus with Agile is looking to be one of the stronger decks you can build in Friends Forever. So that's a little bit about Blue. Blue is looking to be very much immediate speed, frighten, agile, very aggro-ish with some control. It's a very good color, this set, honestly. Yellow is looking to also be very, very strong this set. Because it has access to Agile. It's got access to increasing the power of your friends. It's got cost reduction. It's got resource removal, TM removal. Honestly, if you're going to try to go TM control in Friends Forever at the pre-release, my only advice is you kind of don't want to, because everyone's going to be using 2 copies of Lacking Lesson Plans, which when you got 2 Lacking Lesson Plans, yeah. So, however, that's not to say that purple and all that isn't going to be great, because there are things otherwise that are optional, but it's, if you're running it more aggro, it's going to be slightly better, but you do have other things that you can do with control. For example, the Malworth will allow you to, it'll be very hard to get rid of, but Changelings are looking to also be very control-ish. Honestly, though, I feel like that the blue-yellow kind of got a little bit more love of this set, but at the same time, I think white also got a lot of attention. Meanwhile, things like pink, purple, orange, orange also kind of got a lot of love. A lot of the colors that didn't get a lot of love the last 1 or 2 sets got a lot of attention this set. There's 2 spoilers at the end of the stream tonight that I'll be showing you that will show you exactly how strong the colors I'm talking about are really going to be. And I know that seems funny to release these spoilers without telling you guys what they are, because I know what they are, and I'm going to demonstrate why you guys will see later in my stream why I'm saying what I'm saying. White, blue, and yellow is going to be very dominant in Limited, I feel, because of the Agile, because of the aggro, and because of the point acceleration. I see a lot of people running those 3 colors. And this is all based on speculation, not so much that I don't know what's in the set. I can't tell you, what all the other pink cards are besides the ones that have been spoiled. I can't tell you that because I don't know. I just plain out don't. I don't think there's anyone that does. We only know the cards that have been spoiled. But out of the cards that have been spoiled, there's a lot you can assume about the set and what those colors are going to be doing for this set in and of itself. Because typically when they release a set, they give a color a specific purpose, or 1 or 2 purposes for that set. It's not like, one color comes out in one set and it does what all the other colors do, because that's not how the game, each set is developed. Each set is based on a theme and a purpose. So when you walk into your pre-release, open up your packs and so forth, and take a look at what you got. Now, I pretty much told you guys what blue is looking very aggro-ish, yellow is looking very aggro-ish, white is looking to be control aggro, So white is once again a support color, by the way. We call that a support color. Purple is looking to be control, very control based. And pink is looking to be doing draw power and some wacky stuff. There is a pink removal card. I don't like it, but it's going to be one of the more powerful removal cards. It's going to be technically your only true event hard removal in this set. Now, I've talked about what I think each color will do. Let's talk about a little bit about sealed and how to build in sealed. Now, this is something that I've been asked a lot of questions about. People have asked me this many times over. How do you do it? How do you make these efficient decks in a sealed tournament? Here's the thing, is that when deciding what to run in sealed, you really can't determine it until you see what you have. Let's get the obvious out of the way. 30 card minimum max. Just flat that. I mean, you're allowed to run more than 30 cards, but you have a minimum of 30. Just build the deck to 30, because that's going to improve your consistency and so forth. The next step, the next thing that's kind of obvious to get out of the way, is separate your SRs and URs from the uncommons, commons, and the rares from the rest. Doing this will allow you to look at what you pulled in terms of rarity. Give your rares a very thorough investigation, because depending on the rare you pull, for example, you pull the Cloud Chaser and Flitter rare, that's probably going to sway what you're going to build. Let's say you pull the Cloud Chaser and Flitter rare, but you pulled, let's say, Star Swirl Pillar of Sorcery. They're two different colors. And honestly, you didn't pull all that many events. So you might actually be forced to leave that ultra rare out. Drawing into an ultra rare in your packs does not 100% guarantee you should run that ultra rare. Because just because you pull an ultra rare, you shouldn't build around the ultra rare or the SR. It's nice if you can, but you really should look at your commons and uncommons. And I know everyone's like, every pony's like, but Drada, they're commons and uncommons. Why in the world would I want to build around that? The truth is that your commons and uncommons in sealed draft will take up about, I don't know, about 80 to 90% of your deck. So being able to sort out your commons and uncommons by color, whether they're multicolor, color, whether they're event or resource. Take a look at that, say, okay, I have this many of this color of friends, and whichever one is the highest, see if they sync well together. For example, if you drew, let's say, the Ocellus that has Eccentric 2, or what was it, Pharax? I'm forgetting now. But I didn't have a chance to really memorize all of them. Let me see if I can just bring it all up here real quick. But anyways, so take a look at that. See if you can build around that color. And I always recommend building around, figure out which color, you have the most of. If you have mostly yellow, you're probably going to be building around yellow as your primary, which means you're probably going to want to use the yellow main. But at the same time, what you don't want to do is you don't want to be restricted to one color. So look at your secondary color. Did you pull any multicolors of your secondary? Because that's another factor too. Definitely look at your multicolors. So what I typically do is I look at my multicolors that I pulled, and then I see if any of one of my multicolors, one of the colors to my multicolor friends, did any of them match my highest number of color. So let's say I pulled, 10 white friends, for example, out of 7 packs. and I pulled maybe a white blue card. And then I'll take a look at my blue and say I have like 5 blue friends. You know, and then my next color, let's say I pulled 7 or 8 purple friends. Well, I pulled, let's say, a blue-white friend. Well, I'm going to look at that blue-white friend, and let's say it gives me something like, you know, a movement bonus with, or let's say it was like, you know, like Rarity Pony Pirate. I'm going to use Sequestria as an example because we don't know what's in Friends Forever. But for example, I pull, let's say, a Rarity Pony Pirate, and I have 5 blue friends, 7 purple friends, but 10 white friends. I'm probably going to base it around white and blue for the most part, and I'm going to try to focus in on that. But let's say I know that I have most of this purple, so maybe splashing in something like pink to help drop costs and to run a little bit of purple. But what I really want to look at are my color fixers. So, especially for Friends Forever, did I pull 2 fire friendships? Did I pull 1 fire friendship? If you pulled 2, my suggestion is don't include any friend in your deck that is more than 2 color rank, especially for Friends Forever, because you're not going to have something like motivational speech. You won't have that. And you want to sparingly use your fire friendships. Friends Forever is looking to be a set based heavily around fire friendship. We've seen that a lot of the URs have either 2 or less color rank. We've seen that a lot of the friends and stuff have 2 or less color rank, or have no color rank, as the spoilers. So we can only assume that they've dropped the color rack intentionally. So fire friendship in this set will work. Now, you have to look at your color racks, because if a friend turns out to have 4 color rack, but you have no way of meeting that until you've color fixed 3 times, it's just not going to work. I wouldn't advise running that. So let's say you draw the Lightning Dust that's got Swift and Agile, but it's got 4 color rack, but you only pulled like 2 other blue friends, and you have a fire friendship, but your fire friendship is to color fix for one of your other friends so you can play Lightning Dust. Well, basing your entire strategy around Lightning Dust just isn't going to work. Meanwhile, if you base it around, eventually maybe getting out Lightning Dust for just fun because you can't think of anything else to include, that's fine. But you don't want to, and also it's also going to depend. Let's say you pull 3 Feraxes, or pull 3 of the exact same card. Like you pulled somehow miraculously 3 Fluttershy and Cloud Chasers, which if anyone does that, let me know, because I will seriously give you a big, hoof applaud. Because seriously, that card's a rare, and I think you might be the only person that will ever pull 3 Cloud Chasers and Flitters. Honestly, because that's going to be a rare in the set, and I will be extremely jealous to anyone that pulls all 3. So, not likely, but if you do, you're probably going to be going blue-yellow, because you pulled 3 of the best blue-yellow card, in my opinion, out of the set. So, knowing all this, and knowing, looking at the different factors, then you have to consider things like, okay, if I do get this card out, you also have to consider the fact that because you're practically going to be running at the most 1 or 2 of each card, and if you're lucky, 2 of each card, most of the time you have to think, does this card contribute enough? Is it powerful enough to affect the game overall? If I put out this common, will it impact everything in the game to a degree? So one of the examples that I like to use from Sequestria is Party Mare. So before everyone's like, but Drata, Party Mare's not that great. Well, in Limited, it is such a devastating card. For 1 AT, you put into play a 1 power friend that moves every single turn. Not guaranteed, but it has the potential to move every single turn. And with how limited removal is in Sequestria and Friends Forever, anything that has the ability to get really, really buff really quick is going to completely decimate everything that your opponent wants to do. Party Mare alone in a Sequestria only setting has the ability to just be a massive threat that they can't get rid of. It will just sit there, and it can aggro every single problem, and there's not much you can do about it. And that's what Agile will allow you to do. Because honestly, DFOing in a sealed environment is far more dangerous than doing it in a constructed. And it's guaranteed that the person doing the DFO will have a huge advantage in the game in a sealed environment. Now, because of lacking lesson plans, troublemakers in this set are going to have a hard time. Because people are most likely going to start with lacking lesson plans. And you're just not going to stop them from confronting that problem. And that's where things are going to get interesting. Did I go offline? I hope not. This is fun. Maybe it's just someone else. Anyways, like I said, you know, this is definitely a set where focusing around, you know, your, focusing on your, I just gotta ask this, is it me that failed or is it someone else? Because I'm seeing the chat right now and I'm like, huh? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Fairy. Anyways, back to getting back on topic. So I'm seeing, this is kind of what I'm predicting for Friends Forever. And I understand that everyone's got their own play styles and everyone's got their own viewpoints on how to deck build. And I'm not telling you how to deck build, but I'm hoping that the advice I'm giving is going to help people in the pre-release for Friends Forever. And I'm hoping that maybe my speculations are correct on what the colors want to do. Now, if it turns out that I'm completely wrong, don't be like, Drata, you said this, and we're going to yell at you. And I'm going to be like, I didn't know. I had no clue. Squirrel. Anyways, so I've been going on now for about, 40 minutes like I always do. By the way, last stream I need to talk about this before I forget. Well, I'll get to it actually at the end of the stream. So anyways, we got about like 20 minutes left in the stream, so there's a couple other things I want to touch on about sealed. When building your sealed deck, don't do what Drata does and announce to the whole world what deck he's building, because honestly, don't be Drata. Or be Drata, I don't know, be random. Walk around with a plushie and be like, look at me, I'm the best player in existence. And lie your tail off, you know, because obviously honesty goes out the window. No, don't do that. But I'm definitely not going to know, you know, I'm hoping I make good polls, but I basically... No, but try to comments. Anyways, basically I look at, you know, when I'm building my decks in sealed, I look at, you know, how is this deck, what cards are going to impact the game to a degree where my opponent can't recover if I play this card. Don't worry, guys. This video will be uploaded. Don't give me that I missed this broadcast kind of thing. I do upload these, though I have a comment about my last broadcast later on. But, you know, I think that if we look at what's been released, we get a good idea of what's coming up. I just can't be sure what I'm going to build around, because it's going to be interesting to see what I pull, and interesting to see, because this will be the first time I've done a pre-release of a new set for MLP before actually doing anything with constructed play. I fooled around a little bit in the new stuff, but it's really only around things like the URs, SRs, rares. But it'll be interesting to see what other commons we get. It'll be interesting to see if we get another friend in pink that's like Princess Skystar Friend to the End that dismisses an opponent's friend, or there's another removal. Hopefully we won't have another scenario like Main 6 Party Planners, because that would just be terrible, and let's not have that again. And let's hope that we don't get another situation like Party Mare, which obviously in Sealed, in Sequestria, Party Mare was play it or die, is more or less what I would always say. Like, in Sequestria, I was always like, you either play Party Mare living it up, or you just outright lose. Which is kind of sad when your best card that's a common is pink, and that's just that devastating and limited. Let's not miss Main 6 Party Planners, folks. Though it was a fun card to build around, let's not go back to the dark days of Pink Orange Farm and that. But I've seen some of the URs that are coming out in the new set, and part of me is like, do you know how broken some of this stuff is going to be? Honestly? Like, I was looking at Mistmate, and I was like, is Mill back? Is Mill going to be a thing again? And yeah! You know, so hopefully, you know, I'm super excited about this set, and I hope you guys are as well. Alright, so if you guys disagreed with any of it, I flipped the table. I don't care, you know, I care if you disagree with it. Maybe I don't. But I flipped the table if you disagree with everything I just said. Anyways, so we got about 17 minutes left before last final things. So, are you guys ready? Because it was in the title of the stream, and it's finally time. We have had spoilers non-stop for the last 2 weeks. We have such a good idea of the set. We think it's all phenomenal. We think we know what the powerful colors are. We've made our predictions. We've seen into the future. And yet, we haven't seen it all.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! You know, I think that's just going to be a running gag of mine. Anyways, spoiler number 1.
We have another changeling! And it's white-yellow! Woo! Yay! So, who here was hoping that the Feelings Forum Counselor would be a card? Raise your hooves! I was really hoping that she'd make it into this set. She's definitely one of my favorite characters when she said, Feelings Forum is over! Woo! I'm so happy that she made it. Alright. Let's take a look at this card. 3 white wreck, 3 yellow wreck. 1 cost! Wow, 1 cost for 1 power. Take it out. I like that. That's fitting for her. Okay, let's see her first ability. First off, she's a changeling, so she combines with things like Pharax and other changelings and Ocellus and everything, which is really cool. It's got Calming 1. Okay, so Calming is actually, I think, going to matter in this set. It's actually going to be really, really good. But let's take a look at her ability, Harmony Changeling. I'm already seeing like changelings are going to be pretty powerful, so let's take a look at this. When you confront this card's problem, if you have 2 or more other changeling characters here, score an additional point. I just don't know what to say about that ability. Other than that, just wow. Wow. So who here remembers Trihorn Bunyip? Trihorn Bunyip's a good card. 1 AT, 4 color rec, 1 power. When you confront this problem, you know, frighten it. Okay, so we've had a lot of different, you know, yellow cards or yellow-white cards that give you additional points, but usually you either have to retire a critter or you got to frighten a card or, you know, you have to do some removal option to score that other point. There's usually some limit. All right, how about we just remove any means of that, oh, I have to basically, you know, I basically don't have to get rid of anything. I don't have to retire anything. I don't have to, you know, frighten it. I don't have to, you know, win by so much power. I don't have to do any of that. All I have to do is have 2 changelings at the problem with this one, and I confront and I score 2 points. That is really, really good. I think it's the first time we've had an additional score point condition that actually is so easy to make. That ability, it's really easy to get 2 changelings out, because most of them are going to be white and yellow, because there's a yellow thorax in the set and there's also white changelings. So it's going to be super easy if you build it around changelings to just have this card in play. The issue is going to be that 3 color rec, because of the issue that so far all we know is that Fire Friendship is the primary color rec remover. Fire Friendship will not remove Take It Out's full color rec. And I'm not saying her name because I just don't want to mispronounce it. If you guys really want me to, I'm going to try. Ty Ball? I probably butchered the heck out of that. I probably did. I'm terrible with card names sometimes. So I know that this looks great, and I think that it's a great addition to White Yellow, and it's going to speed up White Yellow a lot in Constructed. But this is actually really good too in Timbull. Oh, okay. Timbull. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Timbull it is. I'll go with that. Timbull is looking to be pretty good in sealed. Once again, yellow is showing white, yellow, and blue, and I'm about to show you guys the next spoiler. So you guys ready for this? The last spoiler on my stream before pre-release. After this, there's no going back. No further spoilers. It's the last one. You guys ready for this? I don't know if you are, but you know what? I don't care. Here we go! Oh my gosh! It's a blue-yellow friend! Woo! Let's take a look at this card! So do you guys remember me talking a lot about, like, Flitter and Cloud Chaser? I'm now just reading through the chats, and man, that's an interesting point. I just don't know whether you're going to be able to do that in pre-release, because I don't think there's any way to do it in pre-release. Though that would be an interesting idea. Banish the whatever and bring her back. Anyways, going back to the current card, we got Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy Chillax. I like that name. And you know what? That is just an adorable card. I'm just going to sit here for a moment, folks, and just look at it. That's just adorable. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to step away because the adorability meter has literally made me speechless. That's all I have to say. This card, I hope I pull it in the pre-release just so I can play it for adorability purposes. Alright, let's actually look at this card. It's 2 cost, 3 blue rec, 3 yellow rec, 2 power. Alright, for its color rec, its power isn't that great. But let's take a look at its abilities. Swift. That alone makes it pretty good. Though it's not agile, which is unfortunate, the Swift really, really helps it look really, really good to me. Let's see. Harmony Pegasus. Your other Pegasus characters have +1 power. Alright. Who remembers what Cloud Chaser and Flitter in this set does? The rare. Other characters at here have +1 power. By the way, those two are a Pegasus. So if you move this up to the same, if you move this, so this one kicks in no matter what. Cloud Chaser and Flitter are now 3 power because this card, no matter where the Pegasus character is, it's got +1 power. This is good for blue-yellow because it gives it more of a power advantage, which is something that we've seen in the previous sets. One of the things that blue-yellow has been suffering from in a lot of the previous sets is its power. It's had a lot of movement, and it's had a lot of, different things. But this is you just build it around Pegasuses, which is like half of blue and yellow anyways. You can just put this card down, and it can be anywhere. Because all your other Pegasus characters. Now here's the real fun thing. You get 2 of these in play, they power each other. Doesn't matter where they are. And that's really good. Plus it's got Swift, which means it can be anywhere during the main phase. So you can move it for 1 AT. And that's something that's going to be really strong in this set. This combined with Cloud Chaser and Flitter is just really good, because the Cloud Chaser and Flitter will help you drop the AT cost of your Pegasuses by 1 for your first friend, which, by the way, I discovered something about Cloud Chaser and Flitter. For a moment I'm going to talk about it, even though it's not up on screen. Did you know that you can exhaust Cloud Chaser and Flitter at the start of your turn and just let its ability linger for the entire turn? That's right. Cloud Chaser and Flitter's ability, when you exhaust it to make your next friend cost 1 less, lasts until the end of the turn. It lasts until the end of the turn, or until you play a friend for 1 less. So that would make this actually really good, because this will allow you to keep the pressure up power-wise. This gives blue and yellow some more power. So this is actually a really good card, and I'm glad to see it. Not only is it adorable, but I do like its ability. The only issue I have with it is the 3 blue and 3 yellow. Especially in this set where 3 rec is really not that good. It's really hard to reach because you need 2 cards to reach it. Versus Sequestria, where you needed 1 card to reach it. Now, what I mean by that is that when I say 1 card, I mean you play like, I'm assuming your main is already pre-boosted in this case. If your main's boosted, 1 card in Sequestria would give you 3 rec. Versus this set, which is 1 card only gives you 2 rec because of fire. So you would have to play fire, then play another friend to get the power to meet this requirement if your main is boosted. So anyways, that's it for the spoilers. I hope that these last 2 spoilers were really awesome. By the way, if you did not know, they're both uncommons, meaning that at the pre-release, you're guaranteed maybe one of these. Maybe not guaranteed, but you have a very high chance of pulling one of these. And they will impact your deck, I think, in this set. Okay, guys. That's pretty much it for the stream. I just have some final little announcements to make. If you're missing my last stream from last weekend when I did the meta deck theory building, I have some news on that. For some reason, Twitch is still processing that video a week later, and I'm currently looking into why it won't upload. Hopefully this one will upload right away. But that one, for some reason, I'm having some trouble with it, and I'm hoping to have that resolved before the end of the week. Now, I'm sorry about that. I'm having some trouble with it. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't uploaded my Ciderfest video yet, it's because I haven't had the time to actually sit down and edit my my Ciderfest vlog. At this point, I'm just going to say this because it's so late to get that vlog uploaded. When I get it uploaded, I'll get it uploaded at this point. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know when I'm going to have time to do it. But hopefully, maybe in the next month or 2. I will, when you see it uploaded, my Ciderfest vlog, I'll have it uploaded. I just don't know when that's going to be. As far as my 3 remaining video reviews, once again, don't know when that's going to happen at this point. It'll happen, just don't know when. Okay. Now, with all the news and stuff out of the way and with 2 minutes left, I will highly encourage everyone watching the stream to attend Commentary is Magic for a really, really fun-looking patron duel. Now, if you go over there, you may lose your minds on that patron duel. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone because we've been trying to keep this patron duel really, really, really secret. But I suggest you head over to Commentary is Magic in an hour to check it out. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. If you're looking for any of my previous uploads, including the video from last week, make sure you go to YouTube and check it out on my YouTube page at Drata Arcana. If you're looking to contact me or if you're having trouble finding my YouTube, you can always do both via drata.arcana@gmail.com. And if you're looking for some of my other content, you can always definitely check this Twitch channel. And if you're looking to contact me still and you cannot find my Gmail, you can always go to my Facebook page at Drata Arcana Gaming. And as always, guys, no but Drata comments. I'm going to get out of here and prep for that stream in an hour. And I'll see you guys there, hopefully. Anyways, every pony and every creature, this is Drata Arcana, your adorable Alicorn. And as always, guys,
Give your love to Princess Luna. She won the election by a landslide. As always, she'll help you sleep at night. If you do not wish to give your love to Princess Luna, give it to whichever pony you see fit. And as always, guys, I have fun making these videos. I'll see you guys next week for a special stream. I'm just working out the details on that one. And 2 weeks from now, be ready for an epic set review on the 16th. I'm working out the details with many other YouTubers at this time. And as always, guys,
this is Drata Arcana at DAG, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.